The last time Gala and Biggar played at Netherdale, the game ended in controversy when Biggar were awarded a try which should never have been allowed as the ball wasn't grounded. But that was water under the bridge as the two teams met again in November 2009. The Premier 2 table had Biggar up there in the top half with Gala down in 7th, but with 3 wins on the trot, the Maroons were certainly in a confident mood and were looking to make it 4 in a row. It was actually 2 seasons ago when they last achieved that feat, when they were plying their trade in Premier Division 3. Gala was still without some key players through injury. People like Gregor Hunter, Tom Weir and David Marshall were still off games. It was Biggar who began stronger, the former table toppers very keen to get some early points on the board, and it was their skipper Sam Muir who found some early space, throwing the ball out to Andrew Goodall on the right wing, but good covering by Graham Spears and Sean Law prevented a score. Maybe Gala gave their opponents a little bit too much respect early on. Chris McKeand was given far too much freedom as he darted in and out of the Gala defence before he was brought down short of the line. But Gala were penalised and Chris McKeand kicked the easiest of penalties to put Biggar in front. But the lead didn't last long. Gala made their way into their opponent's 22 and soon put them under pressure. Biggar prevented the ball from coming out and they were also penalised, giving Graham Spears the simplest of opportunities to square things up at 3-3. After their wobbly opening quarter, Gala certainly seemed to settle much better. Andy McLean was putting up some testing kicks and the forwards were beginning to get on top of the much-hyped Biggar pack. They were in their faces and on 23 minutes they won a penalty about 45 metres out. Graham Spears fancied his chances at putting his team in the lead and he duly sent the ball between the sticks. You could see the confidence growing all the time, particularly in the pack, and not many teams will consistently push Biggar backwards this season. And just before half-time, the classic forwards try went the way of the Maroons, and right at the bottom of the pile was Graham Bryce, getting his second touchdown in as many games, and that put Gala into an 11-3 lead at the break. They say the best time to score is just before and just after half-time, and that's exactly what happened on Saturday. Again, the forwards taking control of proceedings up front, winning good line-out ball, and then it's up the jumper as they pummeled Biggar and drove them backwards. It was simply a matter of who was going to get the touchdown, and in the end it was Chris Weir who got the 5 points, but he'll be the first to say that the score belonged to the entire pack. Gala were looking good for their 16-3 lead, and one of the best sights for any home supporter was when they totally disrupted and destroyed the Biggar scrum, and you can hear exactly what the fans thought about that. But Biggar never gave up and Sam Muir took a quick penalty to try and get something out of the game. Gala's scrambled defence was creaking. This was their 4th or 5th penalty they'd conceded in the last 5 minutes of the game, and it was important for them to try and keep their try line intact without giving away another penalty under the posts. But referee Nick Coburn had run out of patience with Gala and it was one infringement too many for him. He brought captain Opeta Palapoi and Chris Weir together for a little chat and the inevitable yellow card followed, with Weir going into the bin, a very rare yellow card for Gala this season. Chris McKeand popped over the penalty, but they were still short of a bonus point to take back to Hartree Mill. And to their credit, they really went for it in the closing moments. A long pass out to Mike McKeand nearly saw him go over for a try, but Graham Spears shepherded him into touch. And that was the final play of the game, a 4th straight win for Gala and up to 6th in the table.
Well, George, I've never seen you so animated on the touchline, but that was a good performance.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time coming, and I think we sort of got a lot of the pieces of the jigsaw in the right place today. I think the forwards were outstanding. I thought Graham Bryce, particularly for me, was man of the match, and certainly Larry Lemon played very, very well as well. But you know, I think it was an all-round, complete performance for the boys, and you know, very, very happy with them. You know, we've just got to keep going. I said to the boys earlier on that we set ourselves a little task of these 3 games, I think it was Kelso, Dunfermline and GHA, and a little competition that we'd set ourselves, and we'd won all 3 of them. And then we said, right, we've done that, let's move along, we've set ourselves another little, we're just doing little steps at a time. This was one of them. We've got another one on Friday night against Haddington, which will be another big ask, but certainly we've got a bit of momentum on our side, and as I've suspected since I took over here, there's actually a fairly good team waiting to come out in Gala, and I think the boys are actually believing that themselves now, and we just need to keep that momentum going and keep plugging away.
Yeah, of course, it's always good to put a good performance, but I don't think there's really one man in the match today. I think it's 19 Gala boys that went out there and showed a bit of guts and a bit of determination and pulled off a great win, and that's 4 in the trot now, so we really go for the 5th one next week against Haddington and target that.
The game really was one up front today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought the forwards were, outstanding. I thought from 1 to 8, I thought they were very, very good. They were very accurate at the breakdown. They tackled their hearts out. The line outs, the set pieces, the scrummaging was fantastic. Alan Johnson, at the ripe old age of 30, I thought was phenomenal for a guy of that age, just scrummaging his heart out and putting a much younger guy, under a severe amount of pressure. So, yeah, very, very pleased with these. But it's testament to the hard work that the boys are putting in training that they're now reaping the benefits of it. And we just need to keep going along this way and not get carried away.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk before the game about the New Zealanders and how big their pack is, and that's what we're going up against. And I thought especially the front 5 today targeted it really well, and the lineouts and scrums were tremendous. And playing 8 behind a pack, that's brilliant because you've got so much time and so much space, and just lets me and Lawrence at 9 there just get more space and run, and it's good.
And I'm sure the forwards are having a go at the backs at the moment for scoring all the tries.
Well, it's always good to get some tries in, and it doesn't matter who scores in the end. If it's a 1, 2 or a winger, it doesn't really matter as long as we get the points and we get the win and just keep climbing that table up there.